Let's settle this once and for all. Which headphones in this comparison is the best? The Sony The ColleXion, the B&W PX8 S2, or the Sennheiser Momentum 5? We're going to compare their sound quality, of course, but also their microphones, noise cancelling, transparency, and which one of these headphones I like more. So buckle up, links in the pinned comment. If you want to check their latest price on Amazon, click here for Shopee, and subscribe for more reviews like this one. Now, in terms of how their default sound quality compares, they all sound great in their own way. For example, the ColleXion has the most mid-range emphasis, so there is more fullness to vocals and instruments, and I like that. But for people who are used to headphones with higher resolving power, the Sony's might sound a little dull and mellow. On the other hand, the Sennheisers will sound crisper. Yes, it is a bit more recessed in the lower mids, so the timbre of vocals leans a bit thinner compared to the Sony's, but it resolves track separation and background details better than the Sony's. And overall, it sounds crisper and more lively. The PX8 S2's tuning is the most V-shaped, and it is the most recessed in the mid-range. So if you're somebody who prefers a flatter, fuller mid-range, much like the Sony's, you might not like the PX8 S2's so much. But these are the most resolving of this group. For example, bass has more texture, instruments sound like they've got more shape and clarity, more realism, and transient details are brighter on the PX8 S2. Also, they've got the best track separation and instrumental separation, and they've got the best layering, which makes its sound quality feel more three-dimensional. Now, all of these headphones offer a much different experience sound-wise, but in my opinion, these Sennheisers are the best compromise if you want a bit of the B&W's clarity and staging and a bit of the Sony's full and mellow mid-range. Listen to the samples.
Funny how I wanna be submissive now. Got a man who holds me down. You grinding and I don't know how. I guess the soft life made me act right. Big boss where you make me feel so at ease. Independent but I follow your lead. Ain't no games we play for keeps. You bought the ring, so tell me, Papa, what do you need? You only want the best for us, baby. I'll be friend on the weekend when we hanging out. A lover on call, boy.
To compare their sound quality to other headphones and earbuds, go to louandwireless.com/sound samples. As for their microphone pickup for phone calls, the Sonys have the best microphones in this group. In quiet conditions, my voice sounds the crispest, and in noisy conditions, my voice on the Sonys sounds the loudest and most intelligible. The PX8 S2 has decent mic pickup also, but in noisy conditions, my voice sounded a little more muffled than the Sony's. No doubt the Sennheiser performs very well in quiet conditions, but in noisy, windy conditions, first, it didn't deal very well with the wind noise, so you can still hear the flapping of the wind against the microphones, and its voice filtering struggled to leave my voice intact. So my voice was very soft and it was like kind of cutting in and out of the recording. I tested them in both quiet and noisy conditions using really loud cafe noise and wind noise from this fan. I am now making a phone call in a quiet place using the Sony WH-1000X headphones. I'm now making a phone call in a quiet place using the Sennheiser Momentum 5. I'm now making a phone call in a quiet place using the B&W PX8 S2. I'm now making a phone call in a noisy, windy place using the Sony WH-1000X headphones, also known as the ColleXion. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Navigator phone call, noisy, windy place using the Sennheiser Momentum 5. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. I'm now making a phone call in a noisy and windy place using the BMW PX8 S2. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. In terms of their active noise cancelling, in this group, it is the Sony that has the strongest noise cancelling, able to provide a deeper sense of silence in various situations, both indoors and outdoors. The PX8S2 is a little less quiet than the Sony's when dealing with everyday noises. So you can hear a bit more of the sound of keyboards, the sound of traffic, and human chatter in public places. It also applies a bit of white noise masking, so there is a faint but noticeable hiss when it's in noise cancelling mode. However, the PX8S2 does seem to cancel the lower frequencies better than the Sony's according to these frequency sweeps, and this will apply more to intense rumbling noises from heavy machinery to the rumbling noises of public transport. By comparison, the Sennheiser Momentum 5's noise cancelling is a bit more gentle than either the Sony's or the B&W's, but in general, it is still a very powerful noise canceller. Listen to the samples. Now, if you want to compare their active noise cancelling and call quality to other products, for just $1 per month or more, you can access My Secret Weapon, my personal database, which lets you compare their samples A to B directly. Hundreds of people have joined up because this saves you so much time, being able to just cut through all the marketing and compare the products yourself without visiting a store. Most stores don't even let you try the products due to hygiene reasons. So join now on YouTube or Patreon through the links below. Now, as for the performance of their transparency mode, it is the ColleXion's transparency that sounds the clearest in this group with almost no occlusion, so it feels like not wearing headphones at all even. The Sennheisers, on the other hand, have the second best transparency in this group. Now, although it's a bit more hissy in the mid-range and a bit more occluded in the high registers, it's got awesome pass-through in the vocal range. So face-to-face conversations feel very natural and ambient sounds are also well amplified. So it's great for general awareness and face-to-face conversations. While the PX8S2's transparency is decent enough for quick awareness and face-to-face conversations, in my opinion, it's the most occluded and it feels the least natural in this group. Definitely not as transparent as not wearing headphones. But in a pinch, if you need some quick awareness, the PX8S2's transparency is quite usable. Overall, there is a lot to like about the Sony The ColleXion. For example, it supports LDAC codec, which is by far the most common high-res codec among Android devices, and it's got a very capable 10-band graphic EQ, which makes their sound quality a bit more customizable. The ColleXion is also the most comfortable headphones in this group, with clamping pressure that's more gentle and ear cups which feel more spacious than either the Sennheisers or the B&W's ear cups. They also have the best noise cancelling, the best mic pickup, and the best transparency of this group. Now, that being said, out of the box, I do feel that the Sennheisers and the B&Ws sounds a little better than the Sonys. Not that the Sonys sound bad, they don't. They sound very good. It's just that these other headphones are tuned a bit more to my preference. out of the box. And the Sonys don't support USB Type-C audio, which is supported on the Momentum 5 and the PX8 S2. Now, why is that important? Not only because of the super high throughput of USB Type-C, but also because you can simply use one cable to listen and charge the headphones at the same time. These Sennheiser Momentum 5s are mostly a very capable all-around performer, and I do think it sounds a little better than the Sony's by default. I also like that the Sennheiser's supports USB Type-C audio, so it can charge the headphones while you're listening with just one cable. But, in my opinion, the Sennheiser's stands out for its super long battery life, about twice the battery of the Sony's, very impressive, and its battery is also user replaceable. So if its battery starts wearing out, if its battery life starts getting shorter and shorter, maybe about 5 years out from now, you can simply purchase the battery from Sennheiser and replace the battery yourself. You don't have to send it to the service center, and you won't have to upgrade to the latest model if you don't want to. Just replace the battery. Simple. What can be better about the Momentum 5 is definitely its mic pickup. Hopefully, Sennheiser can improve its mic pickup via firmware update. Aside from its premium build quality and styling and its great all-around performance, in my opinion, the PX8 S2's main appeal is its sound quality, because I do think that they sound the best in this group. It is also the loudest. Just at 30% volume, it's already like 50% on the Sony's and 60% on the Sennheisers, so it's very loud. Aside from that, some people would also prefer it for its full button controls, which is more tactile and better for cold weather use, since you can operate the buttons even while you're wearing gloves. That being said, it is not the most comfortable headphones. In this group, its clamping pressure isn't as gentle as the Sony's clamping pressure, and its cushions are a bit firmer than the Sennheiser's. I will say though that since it's got very generous padding on its headband, if you're bald, these headphones will feel more comfortable on top of your head. But if you're talking about clamping pressure, cushioning, it is the Sony's and the Sennheisers which are a bit more comfortable. Also, the B&W's EQ settings are relatively limited compared to the others, so its sound quality isn't as customizable as either the Sennheisers or the Sony's. So, based on what you've seen in this video, I want you guys to tell me in the comments below, which one will you pick? I like the Sony's noise cancelling and comfort, the sound quality of the PX8 S2, but in my opinion, these Sennheisers are the best compromise. Plus, it's got that replaceable battery, so long-term wise, it might end up being better value for money. So, links in the pinned comment if you want to check the latest prices of these headphones at Amazon, and get subscribed for more reviews like this one. By the way, if you want to know how the Sony The ColleXion compares to other flagship headphones, I've got you covered. Watch this video over here.